Once again, I am rehabbing my addiction to bad toys with a look at some of my favorites, and this time it is not one but two toys I have for you, both provided by Hobby Link Japan, one of my favorite sites to import from. The first one I'm going to show you is this beautiful little thing. This is the IXA Calibur from Kamen Rider Kiva. As you can see, very good representation of the gun from the show. Of course, this is one of the little role-play weapons, lights and sounds and all of that toy weapon. Let's take a look at some of the little details here first. Mainly, it is done in that beautiful Bandai gold and silver paint. I don't know what they put in the paint over there, but it is gorgeous every time they use it. Got a few nice little touches here, a little bit of blue and a little bit of red to accent it. And that is done in translucent red, so it has a bit of a crystal look to it. That is very much appreciated. Also got some very, very nice molded details in here, if you can make it out. A lot of little texture inside the grooves of this toy, and some texture along the handle. You know, even on the back of the handle, they managed to get the paint down. It looks great. You can see the barrels done up in silver to set them out from the gun. I've also got some detailing, like down here. This, IXA's famous extra long ammo clip. Nice little details. Again, almost, just absolutely covered in the Bandai gold, and a lot of little indents in there. And if you look in the front and the back, you've got a lot of little circle grooves there. So it looks kind of like an ammo clip. So that's not such a bad job. I mean, that's a little detail that I'm very much appreciative. There's a bunch of little details. Even the little button in the back seems to have a little logo on that's on IXA's chest. So you've got a little bit of connection there. It's all done really well. And what surprised me is that this is a kid's toy. Of course it is. But the handle is just perfectly sized. I mean, the groove that you can see right in here fits the thumb perfectly. I got plenty of room for all four fingers, just enough clearance for the hand. It feels perfectly scaled in my hand, and that is ideal. Let's turn it on. A little confirmation noise, a little two flashes. We'll talk about that in a second. We're starting off in the default gun mode, which has two different sound effects. A couple shots there, and the second press gets us some repeated shots. Now, holding down the trigger on either one of these is going to present a rapid fire. And that goes until you let go of the trigger. I'm a little bit disappointed that the light is in the side. Generally, you expect it here in the barrel. Well, that's a bit of a disappointment, but it's not that big of a deal. The sound effects are nice, and they're fairly accurate. What I really like is the transformation. Yes, even my toy weapons have transformations. Holding the little button on the back, grab the clip, push up. Oh, I love that sound. And the little blade comes out. And now you have the IXA Calibur in its dinky little sword mode. I have to admit, this is where toy swords for Kamen Rider kind of fall apart for me. They're all a little too short to feel like swords, though this one has a longer blade than normal. If you take a look at the Ride Booker, for instance, it looks like a butter knife stuck onto the top. Wholly disappointing. This one at least tries its best. It could give a little bit more length, I suppose, but I'll take what you got. The end blade here is made of really flexible plastic. Now, that's pretty much so you don't break anything, or in particular, anyone, by whacking this thing accidentally or intentionally if you're a cruel child. A lot of things for the sound effects change. First off, the light is now here instead of in the barrel. You also get two new sound effects. A little stabbing noise, and then a little clash from a sword swing. Now you'll note the sound effect when the light goes off. It's a little diamond pattern. That's a little strange. I kind of wish the whole thing lit up, or it was IXA's logo or something a little bit more special. That just seems strange. What's interesting about this mode is that it actually changes when you hold the trigger. For instance, if I press it again, it repeats that slashing noise. But if I do it again for the gouging noise, you get a repeat of that one. Now, transform back, just push that down. Once again, hold the button down. New noise for sliding it back into gun mode. I always like these toys when they do things like that. It really makes you feel like you're doing something and changing modes rather than just a plastic shunk noise or anything like that. It's a nice, simple toy for what it does. I quite enjoy it. I will admit having a little bit too much fun with this thing. The whole transforming gun thing really gets to me. But that is just one of the toys I bring to you. We also have one more from Kamen Rider Kiva. Behold the Tatselot brace. This is the upgrade item for Kamen Rider Kiva to transform him into Emperor form, replicated in toy form. Now, of course, again, it's a roleplay noisemaker, and it does include the fusel, and it's a little bit lacking compared to the others, since it's designed after a horn instead of the usual whistle, but no real complaint here. It's accurate to the show, and it provides a new noise if you happen to own the Kiva belt. But that's just a bonus piece. This, of course, is the real toy. And again, paint detail on this thing is fabulous. You've got a ton of painted on detail in this figure. A lot in the face, where you can see the green eyes, red on the crest, the silver horns. It's really, really well done. You can see the fangs in there, little few touches of red in there. Very well done. Gold claws, of course. The top is where it really gets set off. I mean, you can see all the molded in detail for his wings, even where it would hinge if the wings came out. And a lot of molded in detailing on the wings, again for the stained glass look that is the theme of Kamen Rider Kiva's equipment. Toy-wise, unfortunately, like I said, the wings don't come out, which I wish this did a little bit more as far as being off of the brace piece. Tatselot is, of course, a gimmicked toy, so we're going to focus more on that. You can see, it comes with the grip. Grip, again, covered in that stained glass detail. Lots of little lines and panels in there. Even the arm guards. Now, again, made for a kid, but there's got a few sizes in there to fit my fully grown arm. And I'm going to turn it on here, and you're going to see something, because for the first time, I'm going to provide translations for what this thing is saying. For my American Kamen Rider brethren who had this toy and wondered what the hell it was talking about, for the first time ever, this is what Tatselot says. Now you get that sound effect every time you turn it on. And every time you yank on his horn here, you're going to get a spin of the reel and another sound effect. Of course, the catchphrase just has to be in Italian. And yeah, those trumpet noises, those get progressively louder and then drop back down. The voices themselves are totally random, so anything could come up. The henshin. See these two tabs? We gotta shove them into there. But not as simple as that. The trigger's also on the underside here. So remember to push down on while it's once it's onto the brace, or else it doesn't work. So, very nice, very accurate sound effect. And I also kind of like how this is one of the few devices that actually shouts henshin. And normally the job of the writer, I just think it's kind of neat when the toy gets to do it as well. The sound effects change once you get into this mode, because of course he has the different fever attacks. Every time you yank the noise, the reel goes off, and it is an actual functioning reel. It is totally random which one comes up. So there is no really telling which one of the combinations you get. And I'll go ahead and demonstrate the 4 noises it makes here. There's another sound effect it makes if you yank on him too many times. 4 in a row will get you a hidden sound effect. You can kind of hear him getting really annoyed and mutilating something, apparently. I'm not quite sure where the sound effect comes from, but I do appreciate any extra sound effect that is provided for these toys. Now, to unlatch, 2 clear buttons down, and simply yank off, and there we have Tatselot back on his own. I disengage it because it has one more effect. If you have any of these roleplay weapons, specifically the arms monsters, you can attach them to this little socket in the base of the handle. Do it this way to give you a better look, and more sound effects for you. Now, of course, he only used the Garuru Fever in the show, but any of them work, and they all have the exact same sound effect. And this is really locked in, so no worry about yanking on the nose while it's attached. All in all, both toys do a really good job of what they're for, and they all come with some very nice little bonus touches. Now, why do I review these now of all times? Well, like I said at the beginning, these were provided by Hobby Link Japan, one of my favorite import websites. As of this recording, these things are ridiculously cheap. If you want the IXA Calibur, $10, and Tatsulot runs a mere $13. They've got a ton of Kamen Rider things for sale right now. They are worth that money, and there's a ton there that is also going for really nice prices. Just save a couple of motion revives for me. I haven't gotten around to ordering those yet. So that is 2 of the roleplay weapon Kamen Rider Kiva toys. Very much recommended if you're a fan of the show, and for as dirt cheap as they're going for right now, how can you not, honestly?
CJ, this has gone too far. You've abandoned us for this infernal Kamen Rider.
What, these Kamen Rider? No. I'm not abandoning anybody. I mean, I'm wearing the shirt, right?
Silence! We've endured this long enough. This is it. You hear me, CJ? We shall be neglected no more.
Are you done? Good. Try and pay attention. these days, I've got to review a Kamen Rider toy without blowing up a Transformer. Just once.